I blame society for putting us into this big mess we are in currently as a world. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame society for making a mess out of this world. Instead of knowing that I have to take my own responsibility and do something about the mess that also I made, and therefore I am part of the solution. I'm blaming my neighbors for smoking me out of my house when they are starting a fire in their fireplace. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame my neighbors for smoking me out of my house, while understanding that when I communicate with them, I can make them realize the consequences of their actions when they're making a fire. I blame my handyman for making a noise while I'm recording this video. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame my handyman for making noise while I'm recording, while I know that I invited this handyman to come over at this time of the day to fix my roof. Or I blame the financial situation I am in on society. Or I can say, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame my financial situation on society, while I know that I, in the first place, put myself into this position. So I'm the one who needs to direct myself and take responsibility again to take me out of this position. I'm blaming my friends for not committing to our friendship. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame my friends for not committing to the friendship, instead of realizing that I'm part of this friendship. So if they are not committing, what am I doing within this relationship? Am I committing? Maybe I'm not committing to this friendship, but blaming the others is giving away my power and my responsibility. I'm blaming my greengrocer for selling me vegetables that are at a low quality. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame my greengrocer for giving me low quality vegetables. Instead of saying, hey, greengrocer, I'm not going to pay for this low quality vegetables. You should check your corporation where you just get the vegetables from, because this isn't the quality that's in balance with the prices you ask. I blame the shops for their high prices, because the shops make me incapable of buying food or stuff anymore. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame the shops for not being able to buy any food or stuff in their shops, instead of seeing that when in the time that I was capable of buying it, I was participating within this system of high prices. So I made it possible that it was still there, that that endured longer, and with me all the others. That's blaming again. Oh, funny. Yeah. I'm blaming the school of my kids for giving lousy education. Or I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame the school for giving a lousy education instead of talking to the teachers and trying to make them see what my problem is and trying to work towards a solution. So again, taking back my own responsibility. And that's what this all about, because blaming is so easy. You speak these words without mostly not even realizing that you're blaming. I did it just a second ago. I was in my self-forgiveness phrase even blaming again. So it's almost like our second nature. We're doing it without even knowing that we're doing it, but the consequences are there. The consequences are for us, the one who's blaming, and not for the one we are blaming. So we should think again the next time when we're blaming. Because if we want change, if we want to change this world, with blaming, we're not gonna get there, because that's a passive way, also a negative way of expressing your frustrations without doing anything about it. And I have to say, I did my fair share in blaming. I did. And I still do, just as you saw a minute ago. But now I'm more aware of it. And when you're more aware of it, you can take your responsibility and do something about it in an active way. Not so long ago, I was involved in conspiracy theories, and that's let's say a group of people who almost invented the word blame, because it's so easy to just blame society, blame the banks, blame the elites, blame the Illuminati, blame whatever, just blaming. And they never come up with real solutions. They never. So at a certain point, I stopped participating within it. I still read those articles, because a lot of the times they do have more value than the information the mainstream media is providing us with. But I look at it in a different way. I will not go into this blaming. I just take more responsibility, and I will not go there anymore. Blaming is just saying, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. It's just separating yourself from what is going on in your world, in our world. And if you come to think of it, did you ever hear people say, oh, I learned my children how to blame? Because, well, that's a great point within bringing children up. It's good that they know how to blame. Well, we never say that, and the kids are never going to come home from school saying, wow, we had a great lesson today. The teacher has been teaching us how to blame. No, that's not how it goes, because we don't have to teach our children how to blame. They just watch us and see how we're taking no responsibility for our own actions or our own involvement within world issues or issues where more people are involved. So it's not that weird that we're in a situation like this. And it's not that weird that our children are doing the same as we are doing. Because teaching a child is one thing, but showing a child is another thing. That's an imprint for life.